Yo, how's it going, everybody? Today we are gonna fall off. We're gonna fall off and whatnot. Today we are June 17th, 2026. My name is Takoda Kodak, and I have so many things to say to all of you. So I'm on the bleachers over here. My training, I think my 24th training is going to start in half an hour. I'm super early. It's gonna start in half an hour, and I had so many great things to say to all of you. I wanted to teach you all a word, and the word was masochist. If I can, I'm going to try to put the definition of the word masochist onto the screen. What else did I want to say to all of you? Oh yeah, I wanted to say something about how summertime is coming up. I train with a bunch of people. The most of them are high schoolers, and school is probably soon over. Maybe that school is going to be over by the end of this week. I wanted to ask the high schoolers, hey, when is school over? Is it over at the end of this week? Is your last day of school soon? They're probably, exam times are probably going right now. It's probably exam time right now. Anyways, so, it's time to party. Summertime means... My cell phone! Oh no! My cell phone has fallen. Okay, I got the cell phone. They're all good. I have a very solid iPhone case. Everybody's okay. We're all safe. Everybody is safe over here. Everybody is healthy. Nobody's hurt. Okay, to keep on talking, I wanted to talk about how it's summertime, so time to party. But you know what they say? They say that Leo is the party animal. Well, summertime starts with Cancer, and Cancer is approaching. So we are at the moment in Gemini times, and Cancer is approaching in a few days, maybe 5 days. So we're the 17th. I think that the Cancer Zodiac sign starts on the 23rd or the 21st. So 18, 19, 20, 21. So 4 days, or 22, 23, or 7 days. So Cancer starts in 5 days or 7 days, and so summertime starts with Cancer, and Cancer represents the moon sign of all of us. But the people that are born in Cancer times represents Cancer with their sun sign. Anyways, so that's how it is. And they say that Leo is the party animal, and sometimes they say that Cancer is a sickness. Cancer means that you have a sickness, and Cancer represents the breast body parts. Another thing that I wanted to say to all of you has to do with how I want to get a hysterectomy and a breast removal surgery. I'm in the process of becoming gender non-binary at the moment, and it can take all the way till September times for me to receive more news. I think that the last time I got some news from the gender non-binary office was a month ago, and so they told me to wait another 3 to 4 months. So I'm gonna have to wait all the way till September, October to get more news. And after I'm finally gender non-binary, I'm not sure if it'll be in September, October, or if I'm gonna have to wait even more. I'm gonna try getting a free breast removal surgery and a free hysterectomy, meaning that I'm gonna want to take my uterus out of me, and I'm gonna want to take my uterus. And once they're gonna take the uterus out of me, I am no longer going to bleed, and I am no longer going to get to have kids, and I am no longer going to have a paranormal problem. I think that the uterus is where the paranormal problem is, and if you are to take away my uterus, I am no longer going to have a paranormal problem. I think that the paranormal problem that there is to a uterus has to do with reproduction, but I would question, am I going to feel low after they take away my paranormal problem, or am I going to feel just as high? And I was telling myself when I was a kid, I was super high. When I was a kid. And when they're gonna take away my uterus, I'm probably gonna feel just as high and crazy, just like when I was a kid. And when they're gonna take away my breast, I'm gonna get to take my shirt off. I was telling myself the other day that we don't want body parts that wiggle. So on the girl body, the breast wiggles. But if you're to do jumping jacks, if the girl and the boy were to do jumping jacks naked, the girl would have bouncing breasts, unless they're small, but still, technically she would have bouncing breasts. And the boy, he would have a wiggling genitals. And I was telling myself, maybe that girls don't want breasts, bottom line, and maybe that boys don't want a genital, and maybe that girls would just want to have a butthole and a mouth. You eat in your mouth and you defecate, or yeah, you eat in your mouth and you defecate. We keep it, and you don't want a uterus part. Just the same that you might not want a genital at all. Just a pee hole. Maybe people at some point in their lives, they just want a pee hole and a place to poo, a place to pee, a place to poo, a place to eat your food, drink your water, pee and poo. So that was very easy. What else did I want to say? I wanted to bring up the word masochist. And I was having fun with the word masochist. I read a quick definition before coming to the track and field territory grounds over here. And it had to do with how people like the pain. It had to do with how people pleasure themselves off of pain or something of that nature. And I'm like, when I get a tattoo, am I a masochist because you like the pain of the tattoo? Or maybe you don't like the pain that you have to go through. You have to go through to get the tattoo, but you have to go through pain to get the tattoo you want to have. I'm not even sure what I'm saying. I'm gonna put the definition on the screen. And I had so many great things to say. I'm not sure what else I had to say. Oh yeah, we were talking about how it's Gemini times right now. So Gemini is represented by two faces. So there's a face facing one direction, and there's another face facing the other direction. And Gemini, funny enough, I know that Gemini represents the Mercury planet with Virgo. And you know me, I'm a Leo Virgo lover, so I'm like, oh, Gemini, you're the one representing Mercury. You're the one representing Mercury with my Virgo? Well, good to know, Gemini. And Gemini has two faces, one to the left, one to the right. So it's Gemini, then it's Cancer, who represents all of the moon. So it's Gemini representing Mercury, then there's Cancer approaching, representing the moon. Then there's Leo after Cancer, the party animal that represents the sun. Then there's Virgo. Sweet Virgo, that's when school starts. School starts where Virgo is, and Virgo represents Mercury as well. So Mercury, Moon, Sun, Mercury. And I remember telling myself that not those four, but I was calling 4 zodiac signs the angelic zodiac signs. I was calling Cancer, Leo, Virgo, and Libra the angel zodiac signs. And I was calling Scorpio, which has a devil's tail, Sagittarius, which has a bow and arrow, Aquarius, which maybe is a good sign. Maybe Aquarius is the slave over here, because what Aquarius do is take the overwhelming water, too much water over here, and pour the water on the other side, because there was a flood. What Aquarius do is take care of the flood, the too much water of the flood, and pour it on the other side. So maybe Aquarius is a slave or something of that nature. And Aquarius is an air sign. Aquarius is an air sign taking care of water. Anyways, and Capricorn, what the hell? Oh, I missed out on Capricorn. So what was I saying? Scorpio is a water sign. Scorpio is a water sign with a stinging tail. Sagittarius is a fire sign with a bow and arrow. Capricorn is the earth sign with the tail of a fish. And why would that sign be a devil's sign? Because that's where New Year's is. I would tell myself Capricorn would be a devil's sign because that's where New Year's is. There's also Christmas, New Year's. That's why it's a devil's sign. And it's the earth sign with a fish tail. It's the earth sign, it's the front of the goat, the earth sign with a fish tail. And then on the other side, maybe the start of the goat is before the New Year's, and the bottom of the goat is after New Year's. And then there's Aquarius, which is the air sign, and Aquarius has a pot, and it takes the water with its pot and pours it on the other side, just like New Year's, I suppose. The water from before New Year's, maybe from Scorpio, which is a water sign, and then there's Sagittarius, which symbolizes war, and maybe Capricorn has a fish tail because you have to go swim. But where do you want to go swim? You want to go swim probably where Pisces is. And what Aquarius do is pour the water onto Pisces. And the next sign is Pisces. After Aquarius, there's Pisces. And Aquarius, like the water from Scorpio, the previous water sign, let me pour it onto Pisces because it's overwhelming. New Year's must be really overwhelming. So Aquarius is like, let me take the water of Scorpio from before Capricorn and before Sagittarius, there's Scorpio. Let me take that overwhelming, poisonous scorpion water and pour it onto Pisces, who's more deep. Because there's too much water, it's New Year's, it's overwhelming. Let me pour the water over here, does the air sign. Like he's slave. Like that's what you have to do. And then there's Pisces. And what do Pisces do? Pisces fishes swim. So Capricorn has the bottom of a fish. Maybe that the Capricorn sign wants to go swim with the Pisces. And Pisces is the last sign of the Zodiac. And the first sign of the new parentheses, I'm like, Pisces is the gossip and judgment. Gossip and judge. I was telling myself Pisces, and Pisces the last sign, with Aries the first sign, Pisces water, Aries fire, with Taurus earth, and Gemini air. We're in Gemini right now, June 17th, 2026. Those four signs, they are the gossip and judge sign. And I was telling myself that just for fun, it's supposed to get me talking. Sometimes they say that the air signs are signs of communication. I was like, I'm going to start talking of all of the zodiac signs, and I'm going to gossip about each and single one of them, and I'm going to judge each and single one of the signs. I'm going to gossip and judge about each and single one of the zodiac signs, and that's what we're doing here with Pisces, the last zodiac sign, water. Aries, the first zodiac sign, fire. Pisces represents the feet, the most bottom body part of your body that you can have, the last zodiac sign. Aries represents the head, the most up body part that you can have. And yeah, maybe Capricorn with its fishtail wanted to go swim where Pisces is because Pisces has the Capricorn's feet. But like Capricorn, dear earth sign, where are your feet? You have a fishtail. Where are your feet, Capricorn, dear earth sign? Do Pisces have your feet? Yeah, maybe Pisces have the Capricorn's feet because Pisces represents the feet body part. And Pisces also represents fishes. And then there's Aries. Aries, I believe, represents collectivism. I'm like, Aries, collectivism. Leo, individualism. And I was having fun telling myself, I was having fun comparing myself, for instance, to my older sibling, or there was the next door neighbor, or a few of my family members, or a bunch of people. I've noticed a bunch of people that are Aries. Aries is a fire sign, and I'm like, Aries represents collectivism, and Leo, individualism. And we can all be individual. I was promoting how everybody can be an individual, and collectivism is important for each and single one of us. We're all codependent of each other. Anyways, to move on, there was, after Aries, there's Taurus. And what Taurus do is charge. Take charge, Taurus. Taurus is the earth sign. I was calling Taurus the earth Leo. I'm like, Taurus, that's a strong animal, but they're not fire like Leo, they're earth. And I was a earth fanatic. Me personally, I was like, Leo, Virgo. Yeah, I was a Leo, Virgo fanatic. I'm a Leo, Virgo fanatic. So when I go see Virgo, Virgo is the earth sign. And I'm like, whoa, Taurus, you're an earth sign, eh? Just like my Virgo? Well, wow. You're like, then I was calling Taurus the Leo earth sign. And what they do is they charge through. They pick a direction, and they charge through all the way till Gemini, who has two heads. And then there's Cancer, Leo. Thank you everybody for watching. Peace and love and rock and roll.
Yo, how's it going, everybody? I think that the Gemini zodiac sign has two heads, one to the left, one to the right, because one of their heads knows it's the end of school. One of their heads has onto its mind, it's party time, it's the end of school. And the other head, looking in the other direction, has on its mind, yeah, well, school is going to start all over again sooner or later, whether we like it or not. School is going to start all over again. So Gemini, I think, has two heads. And on one of its head, it's summertime's coming up. And on the other side of its head, it's, well, school is going to start all over again one of these days in 2 months, whether we like it or not. And Virgo and Gemini, they share Mercury together, which is the planet the closest to the sun. And separate, and in between Gemini and Virgo, there's the moon and the sun, which is Cancer. Cancer, their zodiac sign, looks like a vicious cycle, as if there's two arrows. The Cancer zodiac symbol looks like a arrow that points in one direction and that keeps going in circles, as if life is a cycle. It looks like a recycling symbol. The Cancer zodiac symbol looks like a recycling symbol. And the Leo symbol represents a lion with a tail. Peace, love, and rock and roll. Leo, time to party. Cancer, it's a vicious cycle. Cancer, the vicious cycle. Leo, the time to party. Virgo, we're back to school. Gemini's like, is it party time or is this a vicious cycle? Is it party time or is this a vicious cycle? Gemini's like, party Leo time. Gemini's like, party Leo time. Or is this a vicious cycle? Now we're going to have to go back to school now. And there's Cancer, the vicious cycle. Leo, the party time. Virgo, we're back to school. How's it going, everybody? Today we are June 17th, 2026, and I have now completed another training. It's around 7:45 p.m. My training lasted an hour and a half. Today, at the start of the training, I questioned one of the girls, hey, when is school done? And she said, school is over tomorrow. So today we are Wednesday. They're going to be done with school tomorrow, and that's pretty exciting. It's summer times. I was kidding at the start of the training, right before the training, about the Zodiac. And it's almost Cancer. We're still in Gemini, but it's almost Cancer. And I was telling myself, if we want to keep partying like wild animals, well, Virgo has to do all of her homework. Well, Virgo is gonna need to do all of the homework, because if Virgo is not neat enough, if Virgo is not okay, then we won't get to party anymore. If Virgo doesn't do all of the homework that there is to be done, or if everybody doesn't contribute to Virgo's homework, well, we're not going to get to party anymore, because a vicious cycle could have been formed. So we're just going in circles. 1 year at a time, we're going in circles. At the moment, we are living in the calendar of not the Mayan calendar, not the Urubus calendar, but I know a few calendars, Mayan, Urubus. We're living in the Christian calendar, us. I know there's the Asian calendar as well, Asia, Urubus, Mayan calendar. But we are now in 2026. 2026 comes from Christianity, I believe. It comes from Jesus' times. Jesus is associated to Christmas, and Christmas is during the Capricorn holidays. And and sometimes they say that Jesus used to walk on water. Sometimes they say Jesus was walking on water. Well, at the start of the training, right before the training, I was questioning, Capricorn, where are your feet? Why do you have fish feet, Capricorn? And then maybe Pisces has Capricorn's feet or something like that. And Pisces, the last sign of the Zodiac. And I was having fun telling myself that Justin Bieber is Jesus, and Machine Gun Kelly is the Taurus lion, and Logan Paul, for instance, is a Aries, and he is there to be made fun of like an Aries, like my oldest sibling, like the neighbor next door, like one of my cousins, like one of my aunts, one of my grandmas. Yeah, Aries, they're all over the place. One of my uncles was my uncle was a Pisces, but close to Aries, I suppose enough, in affiliation with yada yada yada. And what else did I have to say? Oh yeah, the Libra guy born on October 17th. That guy, he's like in his 15. He's a rapper named Slim. And there's also the guy born the day after him, who's the Efron guy. And the Efron guy, he's from Hollywood. He was born like Los Angeles, Hollywood. And then those people are Libras. Those two persons, they're Libras. And Libras is after Virgo. And I was telling myself, if we don't all help Virgo complete all of the homework, maybe we won't get to party anymore. So if we're all on top of our homework or mental institution homework, if we don't update our school systems in time, maybe or summertime parties won't feel the same, because we're going to have civilization problems. So So I was talking to myself before the training about the Sphinx. I'm like, the Sphinx monument is not a high-tech technology. The Sphinx monument was built like tribal technology. How was the Sphinx monument built? Well, maybe through tribal energy, tribal tantromic, tribal kundalini energy. I bet that the Sphinx monument was built through tantromic kundalini energy, and I don't think that we want to put ourselves in a survival state of mind of having to build the Sphinx monument ever again. But they said that back in the days there were a modern civilization like Atlantis. They say that there was a civilization before the Sphinx called Lemurian, Atlantis, and sometimes I like to pretend that we're back to square one right now, and there's Antarctica, and I appreciate comparing Antarctica, the sixth continent, with RH negatives to Lemuria and Atlantis, the civilization they say has fallen underneath water when Ice Age happened. And Ice Age, I like to link up Ice Age to, I suppose, the poisonous waters of Scorpio and Aquarius that has to take the water from the poisonous Scorpio on the other side of New Year's and transfer it to Pisces because there was a flood. And I'm like, the flood has to do with a real ice age that made Atlantis sink down. And I'm pretending that now we're back on top of things. Now we're back again. The modern civilization is there again. The industrial revolution has taken place. The industrial revolution has taken place. World War I, World War II. We all have cell phones, and I appreciate and I love comparing. I love comparing Antarctica to Atlantis. Any of you know about Atlantis? Yeah, I love comparing Antarctica to Atlantis. My name is Takoda Kodak. Peace and love and rock and roll. Today for our training, we have done something for the first time. It's called relais in French, and basically it's a mellow stick, and we're all spread it out across the 400-meter track, and one person has the mellow stick and runs 100 meters and gives it to the other person in its team, and the other person runs another 100 meter and passes it to the other teammate who takes the stick and passes it to the last one. I was the last one today. I had a great time. That's called relais in French, and yeah, peace and love and rock and roll. Today we are June 17th, 2026. Tomorrow, kids are off of school. Peace and love and rock and roll. My name is Takoda Kodak.
Welcome to civilization.
Yo, hi everybody. I'm crossing the street. Rolling. Going back home. I wanted to say something about Libra. And I wanted to say that Libra is going to disperse the weight of all of the Virgo homework that we have. Virgo is represented by a Virgin girl, a Virgin Mary girl, and sometimes they say in Quebec that a girl's homework, a girl's devoir, homework in French is devoir, and devoir means having to, and it means homework as well. And they say that a girl's homework is to have babies and to reproduce. And they say that, so basically, a virgin girl's homework is to reproduce. So that's why, and then Libra happens, and Libra is like, we are going to disperse the weight. So that's heavy weight. Virgo is carrying heavy weight mental homework. So when Virgo starts, it's the start of a mental institution. And I suppose that there's a lot of mental information to assimilate. For our mental health, we have a lot of mental information to assimilate, and maybe we should update our school systems. Whenever we get the chance to, I'm sure we're going to get to update our school systems. Sometimes they freak us out on YouTube, and they call us and they say, New World Order. It's time for a New World Order. It's time for all of us to update our school systems. And Virgo is going to get updated with a brand new school system to relieve all of the weight of these homework. What kind of homework? Well, I suppose the homework of maternity. I suppose maternity could have been more reasonably and fairly approached in school. I suppose, but not only that, but everything as well. The homework of cars and pollution. The homework of everybody having clean water. The homework of homes for the minimum wage workers. Those are a bunch of mental homeworks that we can start approaching in school. The homework of social media. School is not approaching our social media accounts yet again in school. School is not approaching our health cards. The homework of all of our health cards. Those are homework, things that we have to take care each and single one of our individual in schools, as far as how school is a mental institution for us to be collectives, healthy collective people working together, because we are not living alone. We are living together and we depend on each other, and we want to be properly educated. And Libra is going to take care of all of that way. Libra is going to disperse the way of all of this homework across the zodiac. So school starts around September and finishes at the end of July. So school starts at the start of September, at the end of August, and finishes at the end of June, at this where July starts basically. So there's 2 months of summer with the moon sign and the sun sign. And yeah, so Libra, what it's going to do is disperse the way of all of this homework across the zodiac amidst the moon sign of Cancer, which represents cycles, and the sun sign of Leo, which represents party. So I'm riding my bicycle and going back home. Happy summer times, happy vacation, peace and love. If we complete all of the Virgo homework, we're going to get the party more profound. If we get to complete all of the Virgo homework, despite how it's ever going forever, we're going to get to party more profoundly. Oh yeah, what time is it? Party time! Sometimes they say that the moon is feminine, so basically the Cancer zodiac sign would have been feminine moon sign. Feminine moon sign. And sometimes they say that the sun sign is masculine. So the Leo would have been a masculine Leo sun sign. So we have femininity coming up, then masculinity. And I was on the internet the other day and I was reading something about how you can have a moon sign Leo and a sun sign Cancer. I think it was about how you could have a sun sign Cancer, because Cancer represents the moon, but you could be born during Cancer times and have a sun sign Cancer about the moon, yet again a Leo moon sign, and Leo represents the sun, but you can still have a Leo moon sign. Or you could be born during Leo times and have a Leo sun sign, and you could have also a Cancer moon sign. If all of the zodiacs are feminine or masculine, to start off with Leo, I would say Leo is masculine. And then I would say Virgo is feminine. Then maybe Libra is masculine again. Then Scorpio may be feminine. Then Sagittarius masculine. Then Capricorn feminine. Then Aquarius masculine. Then Pisces feminine. Then Aries masculine. Then Taurus is supposed to be masculine, but it should be feminine. And sometimes I joke around that Taurus's wife is a cow. So if Taurus is feminine, well, Taurus's wife is a cow. And they say that in India, they respect cows a lot. And you should go vegan. I think that Taurus is going to take over the vegan movement and charge through how veganism shall take place amongst Earth, a part of Earth. And after Taurus, if it's feminine, there could have been Gemini, which could have been masculine. Then feminine again, back to Cancer. Cancer feminine, then back to Leo masculine.
Yo, how's it going, everybody? My name is Takoda Kodak, and today we are June 18th, 2026. I have lost my bicycle. We are now in downtown Ottawa. I am walking towards the Mount Cardish. Today is one of my friends from high school's birthday. So today is the 18th of the 18th. So in 1 year, there's 12 months. But if you keep it going, January becomes the 13th month instead of the month number 1. February becomes the month number 14th instead of the month number 2. And March becomes the month number 15th instead of the month number 3. And so on, all the way until December, which is the month number 24. So, anyways, as I was saying, in primary school I had a friend named Daphne, and she was born on the 12th of the 12th. But first and foremost, my older sibling was born on the 4th of the 4th, April 4th. My older sibling was born on the 4th of the 4th, April 4th. Then one of my friends in primary school named Daphne was born on the 12th of the 12th, and she used to live on the 12th floor of her apartment building in the 1212 apartment. And as well, I had another friend in primary school who was my friend Daphne's best friend, and her name was Ashley, and she was born on the 13th of the 13th. I also had another friend named Sienna, and yeah, I decided that Sienna was Poseidon, and my friend Daphne was Hades, and I was Zeus. I was Zeus, the electricity power girl. Hades was the fire power girl. I was Zeus, the electricity because I wasn't sure if I was a Virgo or a Leo, if I was fire or earth. And then Hades was fire, Poseidon was water, and Poseidon was born on the Halloween day. Anyways, Poseidon had a big stomach, and my friend Hades and Ashley, they were a bit of fame. And they said, we're gonna be friends, the two of us. Me, Hades, and Ashley, we're gonna be friends together, the two of us, because we don't like how Poseidon has a big stomach. Maybe Poseidon has a big stomach because she's been eating a lot of candy for being born on Halloween day. I'm just kidding, but candy should be vegan and organic. Anyways, today we are the 18th of the 18th, and then I went to a high school on the Quebecer side, and I got to be friends with a girl named Claudel, and she was born on the 18th of the 18th, which is today, and today is the last day of school. I was questioning a few people yesterday, a few high schoolers yesterday, a few students, when is school over? And they say, the last day of school is tomorrow, so today, which is tomorrow, it's the last day of school. As well, what I wanted to say is that my friend, born on the 18th of the 18th, which is today, is born on the last day of school. And I am sometimes born on the first day of school, or I'm born around where the first day of school is, which is August 23rd. And today is kind of around where the last day of school is. Today is the last day of school, and some people said the 18th of the 18th, and I was born on the 23rd. So, which day is the 23rd of the 23rd? The 23rd of the 23rd is November 23rd. And there's a girl named Miley Cyrus from Hollywood, and she is born on the 23rd of the 23rd. Hannah Montana. I'm planning on dyeing my hair blonde coming up. I'm going to dye my hair blonde in a week from now, so I'm going to go from brunette to platinum blonde. Peace, love, and rock and roll. Now let's walk towards the Mad Carnage. Goodbye to my bicycle. Today it's raining. I am wearing a raincoat. I was thinking of purchasing myself some waterproof pants, because my pants are drenched in rainwater, so I should get myself a waterproof pair of pants when I get the chance to. This is the Mad Carnage over here. We are now in front of the Mad Radish, not Mad Carnage, it's the Mad Radish. And I'm gonna get myself something vegan to eat over here. I'm gonna chill out half an hour before going to my third jazz beginner 2 dancing lesson. My jazz beginner 2 dancing lesson number 3 out of 4. So today, after eating on the Mad Radish, I'm going to my third out of 4 jazz beginner 2 dancing lesson at the School of Dance. Let's go. I'm gonna eat something vegan. How's it going, everybody? So the first time I came at the Mad Radish, I got myself a vegan Caesar salad, a vegan Mad Caesar. The second time I came here, I got myself a peri peri bowl, which is what I'm getting myself today again. And the third time I came here, I got myself a tofu banh mi, I believe. And then the fourth time I came here, I tried for the first time, I believe, the bean bowl, And now it's the 5th time I'm eating over here, I believe. And I'm getting myself the peri peri bowl again. Peri peri bowl.
Yo, how is it going, everybody? Today we are June 18th, 2026. My bicycle is locked over here. I am at the School of Dance. I am at the School of Dance. I had a good time eating at the Mad Radish, my vegan dish. I'm in front of the School of Dance. And today I will be attending my third beginner jazz 2 dancing lesson out of 4 at the School of Dance. Ottawa. Peace and love and rock and roll.
Jazz Beginner 2 dancing lesson number 3. My bicycle is right here, and I wanted to show all of you this school called Richard Robinson Fashion Design Academy. So this is a pretty cool school. My bicycle is here. It's super close to the Canadian Art Museum. In front of the Canadian Art Museum, there's a humongous spider. There's a humongous spider in front of the Canadian Arts Museum. I remember I was on the National Canadian Arts Museum, National Gallery of Canada. I was on the website of the National Gallery of Canada, and I was looking up the theater that they had to offer. At the National Gallery of Canada, they have to offer theater. They have to offer theater, and I wanted to go watch some theater. And they say that some of the theater that they have to offer people under these 30s, it's $15 instead of $60. It's $15 instead of like $60, instead of like $30. To go watch a theater class, it can cost me like $90 instead of less. If you're under 30 years old, it costs less. So anyway, this is the National Gallery of Canada. I think that the school that I go to, what's the name of my school? It's the School of Dance. I think that the School of Dance has a 1-year program in affiliation with the National Gallery of Canada and so on. They have an affiliation, a 1-year program in affiliation with the National Gallery of Canada. The School of Dance, the school I just came back from my Jazz Beginner 2 lesson. Anyways, that's the National Gallery of Canada. This is the St. Patrick Street, and with the intersection Sussex. This is the Sussex Street intersection with the St. Patrick Street. And I remember a while ago I made a research on the internet, and this is what I wanted to talk to all of you about. And the research was Fashion Designer School, Ottawa. How to become a fashion designer in Ottawa. And I found this school in downtown Ottawa, and I just found it on the internet a while ago. And this school is called the Richard Robinson Fashion Designer School. And basically it says on the windows over here, but it also says it online, that they have to offer 2 programs. So basically, let me read to all of you the 2 programs that they have to offer. So first and foremost, you have private lessons. It says over here, private lessons. Customized one-on-one instructions available on demand. Customized one-on-one instructions available on demand. Customized lessons, private lessons. Over here they have to offer a full-time 2 years program. This is a full-time 2 years program called Fashion Designer Program. A 2 years full-time program, Fashion Designer Program. And it says haute couture sewing, fashion sketching, pattern making, textiles, fashion histories, stretched fabrics, branding and marketing. So there you go, there you have it for the 2 years program. Then they have a part-time 1-year program. So full-time, no, it's full-time as well. Full-time 1-year program to become a couturier. So this one is to become a couturier, and it's 1 year, and it says elevate your skills with specialized training in draping, lingerie, advanced haute couture and pattern making, hats and accessories, nail tailoring, fashion, graphic design. So there's private lessons, a 2-year program, private lessons, a 2-year program, a 1-year program. This is the entrance. It's named the Richard Robinson School. And over here there is a part-time program, and it says, there's also a part-time program, and it says fall, winter, spring. Learn at your own pace with couture sewing, patterns making, draping, sketching, stretch fabrics. So if you don't want a 2-year program or a 1-year program or private lessons, you can pick the part-time program and learn at your own pace. And there's also a summer fashion design camp for July and August for aspiring designers ages in between 7 and 15 years old. So if you're between 7 and 15 years old, there's a summer fashion design camp just for you. A fun, creative summer experience. So this is really fun. I was having a lot of fun with my fashion. I'm not the only one that has a lot of fun with my fashion. I think everybody at some point in their lives fall in love with fashion. Some people grow up playing with Barbies and Bratz, and some people can't wait to go put a bunch of fun clothes on. So I remember a while ago I was typing on the internet, how can I become a fashion designer? It would be so fun if I could make a bunch of clothes and have fun with my clothes and get to put them on. I suppose this is not a modeling academy. It's a fashion designer academy. You get to become a fashion designer over here. It's Fashion Design Academy. This is Richard Robinson Fashion Design Academy. It's not a Richard Robinson Modeling Academy. Anyways, I guess they go both in hand. They go both hand in hand. You can make your own clothes if ever, and you can put your own clothes on and be your own very own model. Anybody can become a model. I suppose you can become your very own model, and you can maybe even end up starting your own clothing company. Why not make some very exciting clothes and start your own clothing academy and get to sell your clothes in a Rio Center not too far away. Rio Center and worldwide. Why not get to sell your clothes worldwide and ship your clothes away, sell your clothes online, and get to sell your clothes online, shipping your clothes away all across the world. So thank you for watching. This has been Takoda Kodak. Peace and love and rock and roll on this day of June 18th, 2026.
Yo, how's it going, everybody? So today, after my beginner to jazz dancing lesson number 3, I decided to stop by at the Beaver's Tail Shack just now and get myself a strawberry lemonade slushy. So it cost me like $5, and this is the best strawberry lemonade slushy ever. My bicycle is right here, and I'm sipping on my strawberry lemonade from the Beaver's Tail Shack over here. Yum, strawberry lemonade. So no Beaver's Tail for me today. Today I'm feeling like a strawberry lemonade from the Beaver's Tail Shack. Oh yeah, lemons and strawberries. Fruity I am. Fruity, fruity, fruity power. Yo, how is it going, everybody? My name is Takoda Kodak, and today I'm out here on the bleachers about to have my maybe 24th track and field training. My 24th, 25th track and field training. My name is Takoda Kodak. Today we are June 19th, 2026. It's summer times. The kids are off of school. It's summer times. We are a Friday, June 19th, 2026. Peace and love and rock and roll. Yo, how's it going, everybody? Today we are June 19th, 2026. My name is Dakota. And today I have completed another track and field training. I think today was my 24th track and field training, and I'm about to go back home. I'm about to head back home. Rock and roll.
Yo, how is it going, everybody? Today we are June 21st, 2026. My name is Takoda Kodak. I'm at the swimming pool right now. Before going to put on my bathing suit and hop in the swimming pool over here for another cool, refreshing summertime day, I wanted to talk to all of you about my boarding school. I wanted to talk to all of you about my Quebecer high school. So when I went to my Quebecer high school, I had a few friends, and I wanted to depict real quick, within 2 minutes if possible, my Quebecer high school friends. So this month, during the month of June, 3 of my friends had their birthday. 3 of my Quebecer high school, Bourget high school, had their birthday. So my Quebecer high school was named Le Collège Bourget. Bourget High School, Bourget College, Bourget High School, from Rigaud City in Quebec. And yeah, 3 of my friends from there had their birthday this month. Their names were Sophie, Melody, and Claudel. So I should say Sophie, Claudel, Melody. And I wanted to go over all of my friends. So when I started going to my Quebecer high school, they called that year troisième secondaire. But from where I'm from, it was my 9th grade. I had just completed my 8th grade. I was about to start my 9th grade, that I went to the Quebecer high school that calls my 9th grade troisième secondaire, 3rd grade of high school. So I think that in the Quebec system, it goes from 1st grade of primary school to 6th grade of primary school, then from 1st grade of high school to 5th grade of high school. Then there's 2 years to 3 years of this cégep thing. Cégep is a thing that they only have in Quebec, not in Ontario. Ontario transfers the high school student directly to college or university, and in Quebec there's 2 years after high school of this thing called cégep before you go to university, if you really go to university. So what I wanted to say had to do with my friends. So when I started going to the Collège Bourget, the first year of troisième secondaire, I had no real specific friends in my school year. Then I think that I had a gym. I think that I had a gym lesson in common with my friend named Claudel in troisième secondaire. And then it's the following year in quatrième secondaire that I truly met Claudel, and it was during a ATS science class. So ATS I think means science. It was a science class named ATS, I believe, and we were in quatrième secondaire. And my friend was with her boyfriend. We were in the same group. We were in the same science class. My friend Claudel was in a relationship with her boyfriend Vincent, who ended up suiciding. And we were the 3 together ganged up for a science project. And that's when I met Claudel for the first time, for the science project we were doing in quatrième secondaire in the same science class. And we were the 3 of us grouped together for the science project. And the science project was about a wheel made out of, I'd say, 8 condoms. So 1 condom vertically, 1 condom horizontally, 1 condom in one diagonal, and 1 condom in the other diagonal. So 4 condoms, 8 condoms. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'd say 4 condoms. And the goal was to make a perfectly balanced out wheel made out of 4 condoms, and the wheel spins in circles somehow, and it's electromagnetic that the wheel spins in circles. And funny enough, talking about condoms, my friend Claudel was in a relationship with her boyfriend Vincent, who ended up suiciding by throwing himself in front of cars. Now it's been 4 minutes that I've been talking. I'm kind of very long. But besides my friend from the same school year than myself, that's when I started becoming friends with my friend Claudel in quatrième secondaire. We kept on being friends in 5th grade. My friend Claudel had different friends than myself. My friend Claudel had a different group of friends than myself. I could have been a real lone wolf in high school. I could have kept to myself. I remember when I left my middle school, I told myself, I want to be the type of girl that has no friends. So when I started my Quebecer high school, I had the mentality of wanting to be a complete reject with no friends, because it meant that I could keep to myself, introversion. Having no friends meant a lot of introversion, and I'm like, I want to be a reject, or I want to have no friends. I want to be emo goth. I want to be a what's the word again? Masopathic. I want to be masopathic and have no, and masochist. I want to be a masochist with a total mutilation, wearing heavy eyeliner, raccoon eyeliner, wearing all black, emo gothic, and yeah, masochist. And I wanted to be an emo gothic reject with no friends, a lot of introversion if I want to. I was probably just being an alien inside. So anyways, I was getting bullied by my mom and her boyfriend back then. And my mom and her boyfriend, they were bullying me, and then they said, hey Gabrielle, we're bullying you. Why don't you just go see a psychologist and go talk about how you're getting bullied to the psychologist? And my mom was eager at the same time to diagnose me as someone with the attention deficit. and I think that she really managed to diagnose me for the attention deficient, and I got to take Ritalin pills, and they told me that I could take more time for my exams, and I'm like, okay, and I decided to not really take the Ritalin pills, but to take more time for my exams, because why not? And anyways, I think that kind of anybody could be diagnosed with the attention deficient these days. I could have been as well very traumatized by my mom's bullying. When they passed the test, when they made me do the test for if I had the attention deficit or not, I could have been just really traumatized by my mom's bullying, and I could have been my mom's and her boyfriend's bullying, and I could have been really, really tired of my mom and her boyfriend's bullying and tormented, and they decided that I had the attention deficient instead of telling me that I was traumatized. Anyways, when I started school, when I started school in first grade of primary school in Ontario, Ottawa, where I'm from, I had trouble learning how to read and write. But I think that it was the way they tried making me learn, and they tried forcing me to learn instead of it's no to my parents. You're not making me learn anything. Kind of. I'm learning these things from a place of independence and autonomy by putting pressure on myself. Anyways, I'm not even sure what I'm saying, but when it has to do with my boarding school, when I started going at my Quebec high school, I could have decided to eat. So what happens at my Quebec high school is that after school, we all hang out together. Not everybody is a part of the boarding school. So for instance, Claudette, she went back home after school. She did not sleep at the school. She went back home. She was not a part of the boarding school. She was a part of the same school, but not the boarding school. So after school, I got to sleep at the school, and I had boarding school friends. And I could have had boarding school friends from the same school year than myself, but I ended up having boarding school friends that were younger than me. And at some point, and for starts there were 4 friends, and I'm gonna name them now. There was Sophie, Melody, the two of them were born in June, and then there was Elodie and Emma. And Elodie and Emma, they were born in 1998, but they were born after September times. And Elodie was born in August times. She was a Leo, but I think that she redoubled one of her school years, so she was 1 year younger. She was in 1 grade younger than me. And Emma, she was in 1 year younger. And Emma, she was in 1 grade younger than me because she was born after September times. In Ontario, if you're born in 1998, you're in the same grade. If you're born in 1999, you're in the same grade. If you're born in 1997, you're in the same grade. In Quebec, if you're born after September, then you're in a different grade than if you're born before September. So that's a little different. So Emma was born in November, I think on November 21st. So anyway, she was in one grade younger than myself for being born after September. And I think Elodie, she was a few weeks older than me, born in August, but she failed a year, so she was in a grade younger than myself, but she could have been in the same grade than me. And anyways, then my friend Sophie, she was born in 1999, and my friend Melody, she was born in the year 2000. And then Emma and Elodie, they vanished, they went away, they only stayed there one year, and I think that 2 girls, I would say, replaced those 2, and they were named Chanel and Mathilde. And the 2 of them, they shared a boarding school dorm. The 2 of them, they had blue eyes, and I think the 2 of them, they were aliens, and they shared a boarding school dorm. So Elodie, I would say, was a Quebecer Leo, and with attention deficiency, and Emma, she was an Egyptian. Emma was an Egyptian playing guitar, and she had a sister who played some music. Sophie had a younger sibling. Sophie had 2 siblings, and one of her younger siblings had autism. And Melody had hearing aids. Melody, my friend born in the year 2000, had hearing aids. And it's funny because 1 year ago, it's been 10 years I graduated high school, and 10 years ago, it's been 10 years I've graduated high school, and now it's my friend Sophie. Sophie's 10 years ago that she has graduated high school, and next year is going to be my friend's Melody's 10 years that she has graduated high school. And Melody had hearing aids. Melody had a hearing deficiency at a young age. She caught a virus, I'm not even quite sure, and she had a hearing deficiency, and she had to use hearing aids. And I remember wanting to purchase the DVDs to this TV show called, I'm not sure what the TV show is called, but it was a TV show where people had hearing deficiencies, and I wanted to purchase the DVDs, but she told me that she had seen that TV show before, and the people in the TV show, they had hearing aids. Anyways, what else did I want to say? I think that's all I wanted to say. Oh yeah, my name's then I think that my friend Sophie decided to baptize the Sophie, Melody, and me group the Trio Fucke. So me, Sophie, and Melody, we were baptized the Trio Fucke by, I believe, either Sophie or Melody. And then what did I wanted to say? Oh yeah, we were the Trio Fucke. And this month of June was their birthday. So Sophie, I believe, was born on June 1st, maybe June 1st, June 6th, 1999, and my friend Claudette from the same grade than myself, but not a part of the boarding school, was born on June 18th, and then my friend Melody was born on June 20th. So now it's June 21st, 2026, and yesterday was my friend's Meladzi's birthday. And anyways, I was haunted by the spirits of how yesterday was my friend's Meladzi's birthday. Thank you everybody for watching. Peace and love and rock and roll.
Yo, how's it going, everybody? I just had a good time swimming in the pool, and I wanted to talk to all of you about how the other day I was talking to all of you about Atlantis and Lemuria. I think that it was June 17th when I was talking to all of you about Atlantis and Lemuria. Then I was making some researches on the internet. I think that when a few days later I started the editing, yesterday or the day before yesterday, I started editing those videos that I made on June 17th when I was talking about Atlantis and Lemuria. And I was Googling Atlantis and Lemuria onto Google search, and I found this place called Atlantis Paradise Island. Atlantis Paradise Island in the Bahamas. Atlantis Paradise Bahamas Island. And funny enough, my mom is in the Bahamas right now. My mom is on a 1-week Bahamas trip at the moment. My mom is on a trip in the Bahamas. I'm not quite sure when my mom is going to be returning to Canada. Maybe in a few days, tomorrow, after tomorrow, in a few days, my mom is going to probably be returning to Canada. She was only on a 1-week vacation in the Bahamas. And I took a screenshot of the place that I found called Atlantis Paradise Bahamas Island, and I sent it to my mom. And my mom told me that her yoga retreat is right beside the Atlantis Paradise Bahamas Island. And I researched it on Google, and it really is. I took a screenshot again, and I was really impressed by how my mom's yoga retreat was right beside the Bahamas, right beside the Paradise Atlantis Paradise Bahamas Island. I was really impressed, and that's what I wanted to say. That my mom's in the Bahamas right now. My mom's on a 1-week Bahamas yoga retreat vacation, and right beside her yoga retreat vacation is the Atlantis Paradise Bahama Island. And yeah, I was talking of Atlantis and Lemuria a few days ago on June 17th, and I sent my mom an extract of what I said on the 17th with a few screenshots of some input that I found when I was editing my video. And I'm like, Mom, look at this place that I found called Atlantis Paradise in the Bahamas. And she told me, yeah, my yoga retreat, which I am in right now, is right besides it. And I was super impressed. And that's basically it for what I want to say right now. Peace and love and rock and roll. Today has been June 21st, 2026.